It's by students today. Today we're going to be making a simple calculator in Python. So let's start outlining the code. We need decimal number input, that's the float input in there, and operator input to choose our operator, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. And we also need a function to keep the user calculating. We'll be implementing these in a minute. So let's turn this into a few comments. So, okay, here we have the outline of the code with just comments. Let's start making out the float function after crossing out step 1, adding function orders. Alright, there we go. So, let's start with float input. Okay, it needs a prompt that uses and asks the user to enter a decimal and verify if it is 1. If the user doesn't enter 1, you have to repeat the cycle. So let's keep going. Now time to implement it. Now that it's written out, let's implement it. So let's keep going. Okay. Now I'm not gonna really talk here. You can just analyze what's going on your own. It's really all self-explanatory here. Okay, so now that's done. Let's cross it out on the bigger pegboard. That's gone. So let's go on to the next thing on it. Operator input. Okay. So operator input. It doesn't need any sort of prompt. It asks the user to enter an operator that's there in a list. If it is, return that or the cycle repeats again. Let's write the goals and implement it in the next slide. But before that, you can read the little slightly more detailed explanation I'm putting on the screen. Right, I'm gonna wait a few minutes. Not a few minutes, a few seconds rather. Alright, let's move on. Implementing it. So, going into the implementing screen, let's write out our goals. Let's implement these. Okay. So we have the operator function defined. Now let's start with the loop and yeah, self-explanatory stuff. Just a moment, you don't have to worry about that. Now that's done, let's take off the big board again. So let's remove from here. Okay, next in line we have continue calculating quaternary function. That's a mouthful to say. Okay, let's go to continue calculating. Yeah, I want to sit down. It needs a prompt, but that need not be specified while calling the function. It asks the user if they keep calculating, if they want to keep calculating rather. For this, they should leave it blank, so just pressing the enter key. This is to keep the flow going seamlessly instead of having them type out a yes or no or y or n, then putting another thing to handle its If it's not, then that blah blah blah. You get the point. Turning it into goals after defining it, of course. Okay, here are goals, and I'm not gonna talk here. You can analyze it yourself. Yeah, you might be confused here because this line, the double equals over here, that that's nothing but a true or false statement. If it is equal to nothing, then it will say true. So if they don't enter anything, it's true. So it will keep the function going. You'll see in the implement of the main function. Alright. So I think you got it now. So here I'm gonna go in this for the next video. Bye.